Welcome to our Fleet Farm pregame show. Fleet Farm, get everything you need at one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Visiting with the 8-player North head coach, Jordan LeBlanc. Coach, thanks for joining us in today's pregame show. Before we get started, just tell the audience how many years you've been coaching football, and then what is it about football that makes a connection for you?
This is my fourth year as a head coach at Clayton High School. I was an assistant for the year before that, so I've been 5 years at the high school level. I was a junior high coach still at Clayton the year before that. I was born and raised in Clayton, and for myself, I had a successful high school football career, and I went on after school and was working in the real world. And actually, we had gotten to a spot where our program was in a rough spot. We had a couple coaches leave and some kids that went to other schools. So for myself, it was a great opportunity to come back and kind of give back to the school that provided me with so much when I was there as a student and an athlete. And I started off as just a junior high coach, and I ended up getting my experience-based license to teach. I did not go to school to be a teacher, and so now I actually do teach at the school as well. And it's just been very rewarding to go back to a place where I, owed so much to, if you want to say, for all my years, and it's been a great experience now. So this will be starting my fifth year as a head coach, and things have been very well the last couple of years. We've continued to win football games, so the future's looking bright yet.
Congratulations on being selected to coach this year's North All-Star team. A great recognition for your efforts, no doubt about that. When you got the roster for your team, and I looked at it, and I thought, wow, there's a lot of size here. 6'3", 6'5", 6'8". That's a football team. What went through your mind when you were handed the roster of these All-Stars for 2023?
Yeah, you hit that right on the head. Even for ourselves here at practice, you stand next to some of these guys and you think, wow, these guys would make great 11-man football players, let alone for us an 8-man. Across the front line, we're standing 164, 168. Another guy's center's in at 6'2". We have a special package that we might look at that has tight ends that come across, one being 6'7" and the other one 6'4" again. So, it's something that you truly have to pinch yourself, because at our home school, if you'd have one of these kids, you would be just absolutely tickled to have them. And now that you can have them all at your disposal, it's eye-opening. I will say that for sure.
One of the kids you have, Connor Kroc, quarterback from Newman Catholic, state champion in football, state champion basketball player. He was a top 5 golfer at state. What kind of leadership have you seen from Connor during the practice this week?
Boy, Connor's been a delight to have around. He's a kid that, growing up, we run the spread offense primarily, and he obviously played in that at Newman Catholic there. And I, talking to him as things went along, overall, our terminology is different than what he grew up with, playing with there. But overall, if you can translate it to what they've seen in terms of, play selection and terminology, he's really adapted well. Actually, he's kind of stepped up with us. If a receiver has a question, he's not even our own quarterback, say from our own home school, and he's adapted and soaked it in so well that he can tell exactly the kids where they're supposed to be. And just a very smart, he's got a savvy to him. If he's rolling out a certain way, he just kind of has a feel for where the guy might be coming from to be open. And it truly has been, and he brings size as a quarterback that we don't typically see. I think it's probably about 6'2", probably all of that. And he's just a great athlete overall. It's been a delight to work with him this week, that's for sure.
Two of the guys a little bit better than the others, Josh and Avery from Clayton. What are your expectations of them during the game as far as a leadership role and because of your connection with them?
Yeah, it's been really a great transition, I would say. Obviously for those two, if there's been a question, even like for Avery playing a running back position, if there's a question up front as from a lineman, he understands kind of where somebody's supposed to go, who to block, and if not, if it's a certain front and he's supposed to pick up one himself, he'll make sure the guys are picking up the other ones. Josh on the outside, he's a great athletic mind. And it's the same thing, if it's a receiver, we've got that covered. Avery can kind of help. Like I said before, Kroc has picked it up very well. But even if it's something just as simple as that, Avery's kind of popped in there and kind of helped him out. And it does make things certainly easier to have both of your kids on your own side of the ball. But it's just one of those things that when you look at building a roster and you have a chance, they were deserving kids anyways. But when you can have them on your side and kind of help them transition the whole thing, it's been very helpful.
visiting with North head coach Jordan LeBlanc in our Fleet Farm pregame show. Let's talk about the goals of this game. So one is it's a great honor to these kids. They get to play on a football field one last time, kind of put a cap on their high school career. We're raising money for the Children's Hospital. But during the course of the game, what are some of the goals for you and these boys to kind of finish out one last game?
I think, overall, each coach would say this, the primary goal is obviously to win the football game. There's really only pride on the line in this game. Some of these kids are going to play at the next level. Some of them have already started their careers as, working individuals in the world. Some are maybe going to go to a trade school coming up here. So overall for them to have a cap, or, some of them, like the Newman Catholic boys, they've, won a state championship this last year. And for them, this would maybe be one more thing to add to their repertoire. And you got, everyone else that would just be a great capper. I think for us, on both sides of the ball, defensively, they're very gritty and aggressive and ready to get after it on tomorrow night at the game there. So for them, they're wanting to be sound, wanting to play very aggressive football. I think on the offensive side, it's obviously you need to take care of the football. You want to look sharp, whether it be running or passing, but primarily taking care of the football, put long drives together, and hopefully put points on the board.
In the regular high school season, you've got an opportunity sometimes to scout and put a game plan together against your opponent upcoming, whether it be a conference team or whatever. There's film there about these 8 guys or 20 guys on the roster that you're able to figure some things out. How do you go about that in this game?
That truly has been a unique thing for us. The only thing you can really go with is look at their coaching staff from the opposing folks there and try the best you can to see if you can get a film, whether it's been from a common opponent you had. Maybe there's a YouTube video out there of them, something of that nature. You kind of got to get unique, because we do not do a film exchange, like in a typical high school game, you'd get their last 2 opponents. So we just kind of look at the coaching staff and then even you look at their roster on who maybe they had listed at a certain position and think, okay, that kid might be the QB. This one might be the running back. So then you try to figure out, okay, what offense have they played in? What might they be comfortable doing? So for us, we try to actually cover, a lot of different formations. We do have to exchange formations with the other school. Or the other team, I should say. I'm so used to saying school. That we did get those back at the fundraising meeting. So we have the formations that we're allowed to run that each one exchange. So sometimes you just have to go and just prepare for that. And if you see something funny out of it or tricky, well, it might just be how it goes. But you try to do the best you can to cover all bases. And it's a tough. You only have 4 days really to prepare. So we're trying to do the best we can and be ready to go for tomorrow.
We'll let you off with this one. We've mentioned a couple of the guys' names. We don't have time during the pregame to mention everybody's name, and yes. I'll put that on me. And coach has nothing to do with that. But who are one or two of the other guys that we might get to know during the game?
Well, I think Avery for us as a running back, he's going to be a tough runner up inside, but our skill guys are very athletic. On the outside, we've got Brett Miller from Wild Rose. He's a speedster. Dale Tetrault from McDonald, just a very, very savvy route runner, great hands. On the defensive side of the ball, they're very big across the front line. We're talking there's 6'3" plus. I think every single one of them on the front line are very big boys. But I think Thomas Bates.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 2023 Wisconsin Football Coaches Association All-Star Game and player introductions now. We'll tell you more about coach interviews in just a moment, but don't want to miss any of the player introductions as we start with the North All-Stars, and we'll turn it to our PA announcer for player introductions.
Edwards, number 3, Timmy Trail. Charles Phillips, number 4, James Bruce. From Fort, number 5, Ian Rosemont. From Gilman, 8, Brandon Lusowski. From Athens, number 9, Aiden Yankee. From Newman Catholic, number 10, Connor Cross. From Wild Rose, number 11, Brett Miller. From Gilman, number 21, Grady Quickly. From Clayton, number 22, Josh Young. From Flying Bow, number 23, Silas Leiber. From Phillips, number 26, Kai Tingo. From Clayton, number 28, Avery Starzecki. From Shelby, number 52, Damon Danuski. From Cider, number 53, Derek Pugh. From Union Catholic, number 55, Owen Sullivan. From Phillips, number 56, Cole Abraham. From Owen Whitney, number 74, Nathan Zarin. From Prairie Farm, number 84, Tyler Rosbach. From McDonald Central, number 89, Dale Detroit. And from Union Catholic, number 99, Eli Gustafson.
Painfully slow.
Your coaches for Clayton, Jordan LeBlanc. From Clayton, Dan Gilbertson. From Fort, K.D. Stokes. From Gilman, Tom Collier. And from Wild Rose, Matt Lovitz.
Okay. It happens everywhere, Jack.
And
The names are
for
off
the
for everybody.
South, from Wood Bay, number 1, Percy Cox. From DeSoto, number 6, Bryce Rell. From Lena St. Thomas Aquinas Academy, number 8, Josh Christoph. From DeSoto, number 10, Evan Pedretti. From Belmont, number 11, Connor Lancaster. From Belmont, number 12, Colby Lancaster. From Gibraltar, number 14, Hayden Reeds. From Belmont, number 15, Noah Fritz. From Leona Wapino, number 23, Brian Roy.
Sounds well.
From Lena St. Thomas Aquinas Academy, number 25, Sam Marquardt. From Oakfield, number 27, Noah Holtzman. From Gibraltar, number 32, Emmett Maroney. From Kickapoo Lafarge, number 33, Roy Alexander. Leona Wapino, number 50, Hunter Cronow.
Was there
From Gibraltar, number 51, Giuseppe Massiere.
That's going to be a problem though for me.
From St. Mary, number 52, Sam Todd.
But they don't have numbers on this though. That's the
From Belmont, number 54, Cassie Carey. From St. Mary, number 77, Nick Bird.
That may be that. See from their individual.
From Leona Wapino, number 84, Adam Sieber.
So turn the page here.
From Gibraltar, number 85, Jack Duffy.
Mason Betthouse.
Oh, but that's not an 8-player though. That's all.
And last but not least, from Three Lakes, number 30, Brandon Bowman.
Page 12 and 13. Come on, man.
Somebody named
Your
Randall.
coaches, from Gibraltar, Mike Peck. From Three Lakes, Pat George.
Yeah, that might be a problem. It's not
But did he say 30?
on.
Did he eventually say it?
Lane Peterson. And from Gibraltar, Tom Sawyer. And ball boy for the South, Marshall Maltby. And for our officiating crew today, Back Judge Steve Tarts. Line Judge Dave Weir. And linesman Jared Swinton. Umpire Doug North. And referee Scott Vellner. At this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the presentation of today's colors by members of the United States Marine Corps. Please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Please remain standing as the colors are retired. Let's thank our color guard, the United States Marine Corps.
Hi, good evening, everybody, and welcome to UW Oshkosh and the home of the Oshkosh Titans football team during the fall. We are here. It is July 14th, 2023, and this is the Wisconsin Football Coaches Association All-Star Game. We are on the clock, 10 minutes from our advertised kickoff time. We shall see if that becomes negotiable or not. Jason Zaleski here. Trevor Zaleski on production. Jack Camera assisting with production and camera today. Welcome all and one and all as high school seniors from all across the state descend here on Oshkosh for some of them, maybe even you would say many of them, one last organized football game in their young lives here so far. And you heard from North football coach Jordan LeBlanc in our Fleet Farm pregame show. Thanks for watching that. At halftime, we will show you the talk I had with South All-Star head coach Mike Peck. So halftime comes, don't go anywhere, especially the South fans or the North fans if things are going a certain way and you want to find out more about Coach Mike Peck and maybe why his team is having a first half that they are. We'll find that out too. But again, thanks to Jordan LeBlanc for joining in our pregame show. We'll show you Mike Peck and myself. Again, my name's Jason Zaleski. We'll show you myself and Mike's talk during halftime as our coin toss comes now. Again, all here for the benefit of Children's Hospital. We'll have a representative from Children's Hospital here in the third quarter tell us about the efforts and the fundraising that these players and their families and friends, communities have done to help support Children's Hospital. We'll hear from Mike, as a matter of fact, Coach Mike Peck of the South All-Star team at our halftime on a visit that his players had from folks that are with Children's Hospital and some of the kids that are staying at the hospital and the impact that visit last night had on his team. Again, we are coin toss now, and hopefully you were able to gather up all your information needed during player introductions. Those just wrapped up a moment ago, and those will be on this YouTube channel forever and ever, or until YouTube decides that they're done being in operation. But you can go back anytime and rewatch and hear your grandson or nephew or neighbor's name being called. And depending on the type of game that they have, you may hear me say their name throughout today's game. So the South All-Stars have won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half, which would presume, one would presume that the South is going to kick off, and it'll be the blue North squad that will take to the field offensively first here this evening. We'll get the result of that from our white hat on the field here in just a moment. And he has switched our teams to say which end zone they'll be defending, and yep, it will be South kicking off to the north. Again, our advertised kickoff time is about 7 minutes from now. Or in other words, we're about 7 minutes early. Those of you remember back to the high school season, we actually do the coin toss before the anthem. All that gets taken care of in the pregame. But we do the coin toss here and make sure we get our members of the military saluted on the field as part of that coin toss. And handshakes all around there. And it looks like kickoff is coming up. And we'll be back right after this on Zaleski Sports with kickoff of the 2023 Wisconsin Football Coaches Association All-Star Game.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop, whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Back here to Oshkosh. Kickoff is just around the corner. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for joining us here today. Again, Jason Zaleski here. Jack Weber and Trevor Zaleski here making sure this broadcast goes as well as I can help it along anyway, but they're the ones doing all the hard work. And the North will receive, and it looks like that is Brett Mueller from Wild Rose standing on the 12-yard line getting ready to receive. And number 33, Nolan Alexander to kick, and a squib kick, onside kick. That is covered, and a little trickery right away from the South All-Stars, and it is fallen on by number 99, Eli Gustafson from Newman Catholic, the defending state champions, the Newman Catholic Cardinals. And Gustafson falls on it. And good field position here for the North All-Stars. They'll start at their own 47-yard line. Connor Kroc, quarterback, state champion football player, state champion basketball player, top 5 finisher in golf. What a senior year for Connor Kroc as more razzle-dazzle. This is going to be thrown all the way back, but pass is going to be incomplete. And a flag comes flying at the end, and it looks like that's going to be a late hit. Flag was thrown in the direction of number 85, Jack Duffy, as that ball was in the air often in the backfield, and by the time it was finally thrown forward, the pass is actually incomplete. And it would bring up 2nd and 10, except for the yellow flag on the field. Again, it was thrown in the direction of number 85, Jack Duffy.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 85, weighed in, 15 yards.
Okay, so it is a personal foul. So no play in a 15-yard advance for the North All-Stars as we see Caitlin cheering at home from Thorpe. Hi, Caitlin. Thanks for watching the broadcast today. Okay, so moved up now to the south 41-yard line. But again, that ball was in the air a lot in the backfield. And a lot of things can go wrong when that ball is hung up in midair in the backfield as Kroc will pitch it outside. And room to run here across the 30-yard line. And a big run for number 28, and that's Avery Starzecki. And a run of 14 for Starzecki on first down. Actually, we're going to say a run of 15 yards, but a big run there on the pitch from Kroc to Starzecki. And North All-Stars in business. Here's Kroc. Kroc will keep. Gets a lead block on the outside. A big block is going to spring Kroc all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, North All-Stars. Big touchdown for the North All-Stars. And all made possible by the block outside. You heard me talk to Coach LeBlanc in our pregame show about the big fellas up front, and it looked like that was number 74, Nathan Zarens. Yep, 74 Zarens led the way, made that entire play possible. Kroc is going to get credit for the touchdown, but on my score sheet, I'm also going to put 74 on there. 74 and 10 for the touchdown, because that doesn't happen without Zarens leading the way on the outside. Kroc, 2-point conversion, and pass is caught. No, they say pass is incomplete. Pass touched, the ball touched the ground. As Thorpe assistant coach K.D. Stokes came out there, he thought for sure they had dialed up the 2-point conversion. But as it is, a 47-yard drive capped off by the 27-yard touchdown from state champion Connor Kroc, and the North All-Stars lead 6-0 here from Oshkosh. Keep it here as we get our broadcast legs under us here today. 80 degrees or so in Oshkosh. There is a pretty good wind on the field. Hardly any of it is coming up here in the press box. But there is a stiff breeze on the field blowing right to left on your TV screen. We'll see if the kicking game becomes a factor. As a matter of fact, I don't think South was doing the onside kick because of the wind. I think they were trying to get an advantage. They won the coin toss, and they said, all right, well, we're going to get the ball first in the second half. Let's see if we can sneak one past them. They didn't. And I misspoke. It was actually a 53-yard touchdown drive, 15 of it by penalty. Ball will be fielded inside the 10-yard line. And brought out there by Carson Cox. Williams Bay high school football player Carson Cox brings it out to his own 26-yard line. And that's where the South All-Stars will begin possession. First time today we'll see the South offense on the field and see if they're able to respond. Again, 53-yard touchdown drive. On the other side, handoff, and stacked up is Noah Fritz. And again, another big hit on the field. Bodies coming everywhere. Aiden Yankee from Athens gets credit with the tackle. And no gain on first down. 2nd and 10, back to pass. And pass is wide of the mark off the hands of Evan Pedretti. Pedretti fired as he was looking for number 84, Adam Sieber, but fired wide of the mark. And just like that, it's 3rd and 10. A run for none on first down, pass incomplete on second down. So our first third down play of the game on either side. And this will be a pass attempt, being chased down and going to be dropped back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. As the tackle made there by number 56, Cole Abraham, as Abraham drops Pedretti for no gain, and it's 4th down. So on the drive, 2 runs, no yards, 1 incomplete pass. And the punt is shanked. And the North All-Star is going to have very good field position here on drive number 2, but it's going to turn out through 2 drives on it to be average field position because they started with great field position on the first drive of the game due to the recovered onside kick. This ball doesn't get across the 50, so they will start on the 45-yard line of the South All-Stars. Kroc at quarterback, and he loses the snap, and he's just going to fall on it. He wasn't ready, or that ball didn't come where Connor was hoping it would, and a loss on the play. It's going to go as a loss of 5. So 2nd and 15 for the North All-Stars. Kroc back to pass, 1-step drop, and pass is incomplete. That one fired swiftly towards Avery Starzecki, but pass incomplete. Now 3rd and long coming up. And a much different drive underway here for North as compared to the first one, but again, that was aided on the first play of the game by a 15-yard personal foul. South All-Stars behaving themselves a little bit better here on the second possession of the game, defensively. 9:35 to play in the first quarter, just underway here in Oshkosh. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. North, no doubt, passing play has been called by Coach Jordan LeBlanc. Back to pass is Kroc. Kroc will avoid one, now step up in the pocket, fire, and that pass is knocked down. And really nicely done there by number 23, Ryan Roy of Leona Wabino. Roy puts his paw up, knocks it down, and it's 4th down. And the punt team will come out for North. Carson Cox will step back to receive the punt. for the South All-Stars. Punt is away. It's a short punt that's angling towards the north sideline. Punted there by Aiden Yankee. So Yankee will punted that ball out of bounds. It'll set up the South All-Stars on their own 35-yard line. And handoff and trouble in the backfield. Making first contact was number 23, Silas Liebert. As that handoff went to Sam Marquardt, and Marquardt's going to lose 2 for his efforts. South goes quick. And another run. This one straight up the middle. Marquardt burst of speed this time. As he stretches, they're going to say his knee came down, though, at the 41-yard line. So gain of, we'll give him 7 on the play. That brings up 3rd and about 4 for the South All-Stars. Again, South quick to the line, quick to snap the ball. Here's the give again to Marquardt. He's got the corner, cuts back in, and a great tackle is made there by number 84, Tyler Rossbach out of Prairie Farm, and holds Marquardt to a gain of just 1. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And again, South quick to the line. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Big play here in the first quarter. Pass to the sideline, tiptoe, and in, and that's going to be enough for a first down as the pass complete from Evan Pedretti to Noah Fritz. And Fritz able to keep the toes inside the rope, and that's enough for a first down. So the 4th down conversion. South stays with the ball. Pedretti will turn and hand to Marquardt. Marquardt again right up the middle. 6-yard gain for Marquardt. His 4th carry of the game. He's got 12 yards. Pedretti again. And you're going to hear at halftime from Coach Mike Peck about his team's speed. And you see one of those strategies here is just get up the line fast and see if we can run through the bigger North team. And that is happening right now as a keep there made by Pedretti. Needed 4, got 7. So 1st and 10 from the North 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle again, banging through the line. Nice gain on first down by Fritz. So Noah Fritz, 5-yard carry. His first rush attempt of the game. Fritz, Belmont High School. And the option to the outside near the 30-yard line. A ball carried by Sam Marquardt. And that's enough for a first down. So back-to-back 5-yard gains. And South All-Stars on the move. Evan Pedretti out of DeSoto High School takes the snap. And that'll be another nice gain on first down. That's a run of 7 for Fritz. So Fritz on the counter. Now we'll move to the slot near the top of your screen. 2nd and 3, back to passes, Pedretti. Rush gets to him, flag comes in, that's probably going to be holding. And Pedretti is taken down. Tackled by number 21, Grady Cropelin out of Gilman. But it appears as this is going to come back on the holding call. And it is indeed holding. Second penalty of the game for the South All-Stars.
Holding. On the offense, number 85. Take it out. He's on the foul. Receive second out.
Okay, so the 10 yards, they'll walk that off on the holding call. South All-Stars moving so fast with the ball, the stadium scoreboard operator is not able to keep up. There we go, 2nd and 19. Because old Jace needs some help with the math every now and then. And I'm a long ways away. And whistles on the field. It looks like we're going to get a timeout. Well, not a timeout. Coach on the south sideline he saw some equipment on the field and picked that up. Pedretti bobbles the snap, and it's a broken play. And he brought down in the backfield Aiden Yankee, again out of Athens High School. A Fighting Blue Jay fought through the offensive line and drops Pedretti for a big loss on the play.
Loss on the play. We're at 3rd and 25.
Loss of 7 is going to bring up 3rd and very long. By my math, 3rd and 26 coming up for the South All-Stars. Here's Pedretti. And Pedretti's going to pitch outside. There's Marquardt looking for the sideline and steps out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
Marquardt on the carry, 4-yard pickup.
So he's going to gain about 4, and that's going to bring up, again, still 4th and very long. And I was just about to say, South went for it in their own territory on 4th down. Did convert on a pass play. But they look here to be punting from the north 40-yard line. Fritz to punt, and punt is away. And that's going to go into the end zone, and a touchback will be the call there. A beefy punt from Noah Fritz as a penalty flag comes late. And it looks like there was a bit of a tangle up on the field in punt coverage. And emotions, or just a little extra from one of the North players, is going to push this one back. Red jerseys of the South All-Stars came away applauding after that flag came in. And
personal foul on the receiving team, number 8.
So they're going to call that on Brandon Ustanowski. Boy, I sure hope I said that right. That's a tough one. That's one of the tougher ones on the list. But the chat box is open. We are chatting away online right now, so if you've got a pronunciation guide for the guys from Gilman, let me know. Yeah, I got Ustanowski. That's what I'm going with. And I would say Brandon probably wished I hadn't called his name because the personal foul penalty was on him. So from the 10-yard line after the personal foul is marched off, touchdown on the first drive for the North All-Stars. Here's Kroc with the keep, puts a shoulder down, and will gain 6 on the first down carry. Connor Kroc today, 3 carries, 28 yards, had a 27-yard touchdown. You're like, all right, Zaleski, that's bad math. No, he lost 5 yards in between there on a carry. But did have the beautiful 27-yard touchdown run, again, aided by Nathan Zarins, and really not aided, made possible by Zarins. And that's where we are now. Failed 2-point conversion, 6-0, with 4.5 left to play in the quarter, and a big tackle there. It's going to be a loss on the play after the tackle from number 8, Josh Kristoff, out of Lena St. Thomas Academy. Loss of 2 on the play. Run by Josh Young. His first run of the day goes for a loss of 2. So 3rd and 7. And by the play, this time this play is going to be run will be under 4 minutes here to play in the first quarter. It's been an interesting first quarter. Exciting at times, otherwise interesting. But here's the 3rd and 7. Kroc. Play action to the right, and pass is complete on the bullet from Kroc. Pass is caught by Brett Mueller. 5'10", 175-pounder from Wild Rose. So Mueller catches it, the sticks move.
Brought down to the 25-yard line for North.
So the North All-Stars able to dig out of the hole. Kroc brings his guys to the line. It's a big offensive line for the North All-Stars. You heard me talk to Coach Jordan LeBlanc in the pregame show about the size of his guys, and they are on the stat sheet or on the roster. They're big as the pass is completed, but there is flags all over the place, and this one is likely coming back. It was a nice pass floated out in the flat to Avery Starzecki, but I'm going to guess a holding and a block in the back. And in either case, this is coming back. We'll see which one the South All-Stars, which of the 2 penalties they accept. So they take the holding from Owen Sullivan, Newman Catholic Cardinal during his high school career. And I won't say that Coach Paul Mickelig never told Owen to hold. He just told him don't get caught. So this is going to be first and they're going to call 21 as that hold came behind the line of scrimmage. So 1st and 21, 3:28 and counting here in the first quarter. Drive started on the 10-yard line, ball on the 14 now. Kroc back to pass, under pressure, and middle screen is set up, and it's intercepted. That pass is intercepted inside the 10, towards the end zone. Will they give it to him? Yes! Touchdown, South All-Stars on the interception from Jack Duffy out of Gibraltar. Duffy brings it back, and the South All-Stars are on the board. So Duffy with the interception. And Trevor's going to tell me about what yard line that was caught on. I'll mark off his yards at that point. It's about a 25-yard pick six, but we'll get the official stats from Trevor here in just a moment. And you'll see it too on the screen as this instant replay is going to get fired off for you. First, though, the 2-point conversion for the South All-Stars. So 17, Trevor says a 17-yard interception, but let's find out. We'll find out right now on our instant replay, brought to you by Fleet Farm. Get everything in one stop, get it all at Fleet Farm. Yep, looks about the 17 to me. Timeout called on the field. That'll give me time to get my stats. Line back up, but a big interception for Jack Duffy. The South All-Stars were looking for a spark, looking for a little bit of juice, and they found it from Gibraltar's Jack Duffy. As Duffy got that ball just across the goal line. Again, you'll hear from South head coach Mike Peck from Gibraltar during our halftime show, and you'll hear Mike talk about the 4 he has from Gibraltar on this All-Star team. And that was one of the 4 making a play. 6'1", 240-pound Jack Duffy. So South uses the timeout. 2-point conversion was lined up, and then something went haywire. So get a timeout, get things figured out. I know it's only the first quarter and things will change, but if this is the pace through the entire game, these points are important. It's been a tightly played first quarter. Out is Pedretti. Pedretti looking, now goes opposite side, and that pass is broken up. Nice job there, pass defensed, and the 2-point conversion is averted. As Thomas Bates claps on the helmet of our defensive back over there, I wait for that young man to show us his jersey number, and we'll tell you who made the nice play out there. There we go, number 8, and that is Brandon Ustinowski. So made up for the penalty earlier in that drive. So pass breakup, and we are tied at 6. 3:08 to play here in the first quarter. So Emmett Maroney will kick for the North All-Stars. And after the kickoff, we'll tell you something interesting about Evan. As this kick is set, ball is loose on the sideline. Who got it? And they're going to say the North All-Star is able to fall on it. That ball was still live as it neared the sideline in front of the south bench. Emmett Maroney, dad is Sean, mom is Sue Ann, sister Maggie, and likes to drive the motorcycle in his free time. There you go. So from the 40. That ball is kept and ran out by Nick Webster. And it looks like that's a quarterback change after the interception thrown by Connor Kroc. So they're going to hand the reins of this North All-Star football team to Nick Webster out of Siren and see what Nick can do. Nick will keep this time, gets a block around the outside, but he's going to be dragged down from behind by Hunter Cronauer. Cronauer out of Leona Wabino.
Brought down by Hunter Cronauer. No gain on the play, 3rd and 8.
So tackled by Cronauer, no gain on the play. 3rd and going to call it a short 8 or a long 7. Either way, 3rd down. 3rd down is where it's time for the defense to make some hay. Again, Webster in at quarterback. Kroc on the sideline. This pass is completed and caught. And broken tackle, and running with it is Brett Mueller. Mueller down inside the 40. It's a 1st down for the North All-Stars. Pass of about 25 yards, and most of those 25, the run after the catch for Wild Rose's Brett Mueller. Kathy watching and wanted to say something and then decided not to. But thanks for watching, Kathy. We appreciate it. If you have something to say, let us know. We'll help you out. Webster will roll out and stumble ahead of about 4 yards for Nick Webster. Let's see, Kathy had something to say and then didn't. That happens all the time, Kathy. So 2nd and 6. Final 50 seconds here of the first quarter. One man in motion. Webster will hand to the motion man. And across the 30, banging in, is Dale Tetrault. Tetrault out of McDonald Central will run it ahead. It looks like it is a 1st down. They haven't moved the chains yet, though. No, not a 1st down. They're going to say it was 2nd and 6. Now they will say 1st down. So 6 yards And enough for the first down for Tetrault. And they're going to wind the clock, 39 seconds. We'll see if North All-Stars will run a play. They should. I don't know why they haven't run the clock yet, though. Here's Webster on the keep. Webster up the middle, slips one tackle, mows down another one, and a run of nearly 10 yards. We'll see where they spot this ball. But close to a 10-yard run there for Nick Webster. Our umpire takes a look down the line, and it is second and short. Give him 9.8 yards. I just give him 9. And 20 seconds left here in the quarter. Looks like some indecision there. Coach LeBlanc was calling Webster back, and Webster went into the huddle. We'll see if they run the play. They do. Here's the 2nd and 1. Webster rolls out to his right, looks, fires to the end zone. Mueller got one hand on it, but that pass broken up by Connor Lancaster out of Belmont. So the Belmont product, Connor Lancaster, 5'10", 190, knocks it down. And that's going to bring up 3rd and short with 6 seconds to play in the quarter. Do we have more than Fleet Farm to play in between quarters, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't have anything here.
All right, here's the 3rd and short. Clock winds. It's the last play of the quarter. Webster will rush it ahead for about 3 yards. And that 3-yard carry will take us to 25% completion here in this one. Again, it's the 2023 Wisconsin Football Coaches Association 8-player All-Star game. And at the end of one, it's the North All-Star 6 and the South All-Star 6 on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
All right, back to Oshkosh. Second quarter is upon us here, 6-6. And if you're just joining us, the scoring recap is easy because just one touchdown apiece, but it was a 27-yard touchdown run that got us started for the North All-Stars. That run ripped off by Connor Kroc. On the first drive of the game, South answered a couple of drives later defensively, a 17-yard interception by Jack Duffy. Both two-point conversions failed. We're tied at 6. First play here in this quarter. Webster to Mueller. And is going to bring up 2nd and about 7. 3-yard completion. Webster to Mueller. Really good crowd here inside the stadium. We've been doing this now. There's some debate if this is our 3rd or 4th year, and there's probably an easy way to prove that. We'll just go back and look at the broadcast. But, this, I think, is our biggest crowd for 8-player in the years that we've been broadcasting here on this All-Star game. Webster had to unload quickly as the rush was put on. Both 8 and 50 in there. Josh Kristoff and Hunter Cronauer both putting pressure on quarterback Nick Webster. And it's going to bring up third down. Third and about 7. Third and 7, ball on the north 7. I'm sorry, on the south 7. Webster flush to his right, now throws to the middle, and that pass incomplete. Intended for Mueller, but flushed out of there. Nice pressure being put on by Hayden Reitz. Reitz out of Gibraltar. Fourth down coming up. And see if the North All-Stars keep their offense on the field. Looks like Webster's going to come back out. There is no kick team on the field, so it's going to be 4th and 8 offensively for the North All-Stars. And back to pass. This pass is just off the hands of Dale Dale Tetrault, and the pass is incomplete. And turnover on downs is the result. So we'll get another look at the South All-Stars. First time here in the second quarter. And new quarterback on the field for South as well. And that'll be kept by Colby Lancaster. So Lancaster starts at quarterback here in the second quarter for South. And it'll be 7 yards on first down, 2nd and 3. And spinning is Lancaster. And gained 3 on 2nd and 3, and that's a first down. So opening minutes here of the second quarter. And Lancaster is going to be stacked up just across the line of scrimmage. And essentially no gain on the play, as he is tackled by Eli Gustafson. Gustafson, another one of those Newman Catholic All-Stars here this year, reigning state champions. And it's actually going to be a loss of 2 on the play. And another run that is going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage, so some of that size from the North All-Stars. So Giuseppe Mercier on the carry. Number 51, Gibraltar. Back to pass now is Lancaster. Lancaster will swing it, and his intended receiver had paused momentarily. That was Sam Marquardt. And closing quickly was Braden Usanowski. Usanowski, though, not able to catch up with it. And that's going to bring up 4th and long on the incomplete pass. 4th and about 13. And a punt upcoming for South. So this will be Noah Fritz back to punt. Punt fielded on the 40-yard line. Looking for room is Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer has some room to the outside. Slips one tackle, cuts back to the inside, being chased from behind. And a big punt return for Aiden Rosemeyer out of Thorpe, as Rosemeyer takes it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. where it'll be 1st and goal for North. So 1st and goal from the 8. North looking to break the 6-6 logjam here. 9:10 left before halftime. They bring Connor Kroc back out at quarterback. Kroc has Avery Starzecki to his left. Kroc back to pass, looks left, rolls left, still rolling left, and will flip to the end zone, and that pass is going to be knocked down incomplete. Pass defended there by Carson Cox. Again, Cox out of Williams Bay. And we'll tell you about Carson Cox. Helena mom, Steve is dad, Ariana, Britannia, and sisters, and Calvin's a brother. Likes to play video games, work out, spend time with friends and family. And it says here he loves watching Zaleski sports. Well, how about that? All right, I might have embellished a little bit. He probably does, though. He will tonight. There's Kroc back to pass. Under pressure from his left. Rolls right. Completes. Little sidearm delivery there from Kroc to Tetrault. Pass is complete down to around the 3-yard line. So gain of 5. Now 3rd and goal from the 3. And some beef coming in here from the sideline, including big number 99, Eli Gustafson, 6'4", 230-pounder from Newman. One, two, three. This is 8-player football, and half of this team on the field right now are Newman Catholic Cardinals. Looks like, anyway. Long ways from here down there, but the helmets look close to it. A bunch of them, anyway. Here's Kroc. And Kroc is going to be stood up at the goal line. In there to help make the stop, number 33, Nolan Alexander, Kickapoo Lafarge. And Alexander helps to stand up Kroc, and it's now 4th and goal. They're going to give Kroc about 2 yards on the carry. Kroc now with 30 yards rushing in the first half. 30 looking for 31 here with 8:28 to play before half. Tied at 6, 4th and goal. South looking to keep all 6s on the scoreboard and turn this one back over to their offense. Time is running down here on the play clock. North breaks the huddle, and we are 5, 4, 3, 2, and timeout or penalty? What's it going to be? And they originally pointed to the south for the timeout. I don't think that would have been the case. But a timeout on the field anyway. We'll take a short 30-second break. Be back for more football right after this on Zaleski Sports.
What sets children apart from other health systems are the
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
May the cheese be with you. You get Nasonville Dairy cheese all over the place at nasonvilledairy.com. They ship it right to you. They put it on the dry ice. It shows up fresh. Cheese curds are still squeaky when they mail it to you. 8:03 out of the North timeout. 4th and goal into the end zone. Touchdown. James Brunn. Brunn, 5'8", 165-pounder out of Phillips. Punches it in from the 1-yard line. 12-6 North as, again, the offense stays on the field. 2-point conversion underway. Kroc with 2 running backs behind him. Play action. 1 receiver in the formation. They're going to flip it to the back of the end zone where it's going to be caught by Aiden Yankee. Wausau to Athens here in Oshkosh for the 2-point conversion. And 14-6. North leading the South All-Stars. That time Kroc just continued to buy time in the pocket. A one-man route, and Yankee ran the back of the end zone exquisitely. Run the back of the end zone, make yourself available. Kroc threw it in a place where it was going to be caught or it was going to go out of the back of the end zone, and it was caught. So North up 14-6, 8 minutes before the half. Again, at halftime, we're going to hear from North head coach Mike Peck. South head coach Mike Peck. We heard from the North's Jordan LeBlanc in our pregame show. We had meant to play both during the pregame, but we would have rather showed you all the player introductions, our color guard, and the national anthem instead, and I think you'll understand. And just hang on till halftime. We'll give you Mike Peck. Kickup is a squibber that's going to be picked up just outside the 30-yard line and ran ahead to about the 40 by Noah Fritz. So Fritz is going to put his South All-Stars on the field here in the second quarter. They're going to mark it at the 42. So first drive of the quarter for the South All-Stars. Fritz, and that pass, was nearly intercepted. Tell you what, it went off the hands of Braden Ustanowski. He's going to get a pass defensed on the scorebook. Nick Webster had it. Webster was coming from the other way, and he had eyes for that ball. Brandon Ustanowski. Is that what I was saying? I think I was saying it wrong too. But the Ustanowski fan club is here, and they've corrected everybody here in the stadium. So Brandon Ustanowski with the pass breakup, but Nick is going to tell him after the game, because these guys are all friends now, right? He's going to tell him after the game, hey man, you took a pick 6 from me. Good job on the pass breakup, but you got the stat. I wanted this. I wanted the tutty, and I didn't get it. Thanks anyway. 7:30 and rolling, 3rd and 7 for South. Lancaster will keep up ahead and will rumble about 4 yards where it's going to be 4th and about 4.
Lancaster, a keeper, brought down at the 47-yard line.
Near midfield. It's still on the south side of the field. 4th and 4. South will quick punt, and that punt goes straight up in the air. Going to land on the 50 and get relatively speaking, got a great bounce. Because that punt, if that bounces the other way, is going to go backwards behind the line of scrimmage. But the quick punt is going to have a net of about 7 yards. 3 plus 5, that's 8. 8 yards on the net. But like I said, that ball that could have went worse. That ball could have spun backwards. So a fortuitous bounce on an 8-yard punt. But back on the field comes North. So North from their own 45. It'll be Kroc in the pistol. And Kroc will follow 2 blockers through the hole, and a burst of speed for Connor Kroc. He's across the 50, across the 40. 16-yard run on first down for Connor Kroc. Connor, our 2022-23 school year Male Athlete of the Year here at Zaleski Sports. Again, state champion in football, state champion in basketball, top 5 finish at state golf. And I would bet at chess club, Connor probably won that too. Or if you get him around the sheephead table, probably pulling in there too. Croc again, same play. And spins out of a tackle. Look at Connor Croc go. He's across the 20. Slips out of another one. Towards the end zone. Touchdown, Connor Croc. A 38-yard touchdown for Connor. His second today, and 20-6. I said for a lot of these guys, it'll be their last competitive, organized football game. And a lot of these guys are making it count. Connor's on his way to St. Norbert College in the fall, where he's going to take up a passion for data analytics. Good for him. Handoff, and the 2-point conversion is good. Avery Starzecki punches it in, and 22-6. Your North All-Stars lead the South. We'll take a quick break. 6:07 left. More football after this on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
All right, back for more football as promised. 6 minutes left before the half. That last North drive capped off by a 38-yard touchdown sprint and a little bit of beast by Connor Croc. 2-point conversion from Starzecki, and it's 22-6 North. Again, this game was tight till not that long ago. As Grady Croplin will kick it away. All right, it was 6-6 with 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. 22-6, seemingly just a couple of plays later, as collision on the sideline. And they're going to say that Aiden Rosemeyer's collision with the ball returner was incidental. They just happened to be at the same place at the same time. I think that was Giuseppe Mercier on the return. After he stepped out at the 35-yard line. Some discussion on the field, and a lot of it having to do with Noah Fritz and Noah making sure of where he's going to be lined up. And this is a direct snap. And Eli Gustafson had it figured out as he brings down Marquardt after a gain of about 1. Marquardt, motion man, will get the carry. And another tackle made by the North All-Stars. That's Grady Croplin. And a gain of 1 again from Marquardt. As Croplin came flying up from his defensive back spot. Quickly go the South All-Stars. Pass, and he's got a man open, brought in. Caught by Adam Sieber, then Sieber fumbles. That ball is going to be picked up at the 1-yard line. And back come the North All-Stars. This is Weber. Weber picks up the fumble after a big pass completion to Adam Sieber. It looked like Sieber was going to the end zone. That ball knocked free on the tackle. Weber picks it up. And North with the ball. We'll see if on the replay Trevor can tell us who had the hit at the end that jarred that ball loose. So a ball is jarred loose by Tyler Rossbach out of Prairie Farm. Rossbach jars it loose. Webster picks it up. The officials are having a small conversation perhaps about if that ball went into the end zone and should it be a touchback, but it'd be a 1 yard difference anyway, right? If that's what is being talked about. Can there be a touchback on a fumble into the end zone? Gang, it's been since November since I called football. Otherwise, I'm not sure what the discussion was, but it won't matter. The ball is going to be spotted on the 22, where Webster brought that ball from what I thought was the 1 yard line. Yeah, right, unless his knee came down somewhere back there, but no knee. Okay, so maybe that's what the South coaching staff was asking. Did his knee come down? Then it would have been a touchback or something else. Slipping all kinds of tackles is James Brunn. Brunn still going to the end zone. Down on the 1. No, touchdown. Call is touchdown. The official on that far side was pointing to the ground, but I believe he was pointing to the pylon. And touchdown is the call. It's a 78-yard touchdown run by James Brunn. Wow. His second today, second in the quarter, as a matter of fact. Okay. And North starting to run away with this here just a bit. 28-6. Not halftime yet, 4:49 to play. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Bananas. So in this formation in the past, Kroc has followed lead blocks through. This time, he will keep, head to the left, and move it into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, 30-6. North over the South. I got to take a break. Back for more after this on Zaleski Sports. Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium, company paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. Great observation by Trevor during the commercial break. In the last 2 timed plays, one for South, one for North, the ball moved about 150 yards. What looked like it was going to be a touchdown, maybe a touchdown for South, turned out to be a fumble. And the very next play from the line of scrimmage, James Brunn said, "See ya." 78 yards. South had chances, missed tackles, but a 78-yard touchdown, and then it was, well, I do write things down for a reason. Yeah, I mean, it would have been about a 60-plus yard pass completion. It was a 60-plus yard pass completion on the other side. So 140-plus yards of ball movement in 2 plays, and it equals a North touchdown in the end. Remember back, it was Tyler Rossbach that caused the fumble after Adam Sieber looked like he was going to run into the end zone. But Rossbach caught him from behind a little bit, able to poke that ball out. Webster picked it up, took it back to the 22, and then again, the very next play, Brunn, goodbye. All right. So South now with a chance to answer back. There's been 24 unanswered points for the North All-Stars. And a simple handoff goes to Marquardt. He's going to gain about 2. Last 3 carries for Sam Marquardt, 1 yard, 1 yard, 2 yard. Take that for what it's worth. Hey, form your own opinions. I just give you math. You could decide whatever that means. And great defensive work there by Grady Croplin, having himself a game out there. Defensively for these North All-Stars. The pass is complete. Pass completion by Evan Pedretti, but it goes for none on the quick close by Croplin. So Pedretti and his All-Stars looking for a first down. It's going to become a little bit easier after Cole Abraham out of Phillips looked for a head start. And a little bit too early. So 3rd and 8 is going to be 3rd and 3. Again, long 4, short 3. That doesn't make any sense, right? Long 3, short 4. Again, it's been since November since I did football. Not an excuse, it's a fact. All right, so a little bit simpler. 3:50 left and whistles. And this is going to be a timeout. South is going to take the timeout. They had 2 left, now they have 1. 3:47 left. Let's take a 30-second break. 3:47 when we return to Oshkosh on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, back here to Oshkosh. South taking a timeout. You know, it's important play for the South All-Stars, and head coach Mike Peck knows that because momentum has gone totally the other way. And it's a 3rd down here. You want to pick up the first down because you want to come back and answer. It's been 24 unanswered for North. Play action pass. Ball is lofted and caught. This ball is caught. Headed to the end zone. And down at the 1 yard line. The pass is caught by number 30, Brandon Bauman. So Bowman able to catch it, bring it in, keep possession of the ball, that's important, and take it down to the 1 yard line. But there you go, that's why you take the timeout. A little pump fake from Pedretti, and Bowman able to haul it in, take it down to the 1 yard line. So a chance for South to answer. They spread the field now. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Pedretti ready. Hand off to Marquardt, and Marquardt pushing ahead, but he's going to be brought down, and he was pulled down by Brandon Ustinowski. Ustinowski actually pulled him backwards and kept him from the end zone. So 2nd and goal. No gain on the play for Marquardt. See what Ustinowski and the North All-Stars have to say here on this 2nd and goal. 1 man in motion. Pedretti will keep forward and in. Touchdown, South. Caps off a 65-yard touchdown drive, does Pedretti with a 1 yard touchdown bang right up the middle. And again, that timeout by Mike Peck, I thought was the key to that whole drive. Here's Pedretti now on the 2-point conversion. That one, another one knocked down by Grady Croplin. Croplin has been flying in that backfield all over the place. Well, let's learn a little bit more about some of these South All-Stars. Let's take a look at Mr. Pedretti. And Evan likes to hang out with his friends, work on his truck. Courtney, his mom. Jason's dad. And it's a good guy. Every Jason. Caden, Landon, and Jocelyn also like hanging around with Evan. And his favorite high school sports memory, all the music after the games. Yep, he's talking, the bus ride, the locker room, all that kind of stuff. That's where most of those memories are made. Brandon Bauman on the pass catch out of 3 Lakes. Likes to play some random sports and hang out with his friends. So I think what that means is he goes to the magic 8 ball of sports. He shakes it up, and whatever comes up, that's what he's going to play that day. That would be random, right? And kick. Ball was loose there for a moment. It was a really nice kick. Was that Bauman who kicked it? Or 33, sorry. Nolan Alexander. Alexander placed that one perfectly just over the front line of the North All-Stars. And it took a while for North to get on that ball. But Bauman out of 3 Lakes. Key catch coming out of that timeout. Set his All-Stars up wonderfully. All right, 2:47 to play. Again, Mike Peck interview coming up at halftime. Stay tuned for that. As Kroc on the play action, rolls right, looks right, passes right, and pass is complete. As he hooks up with number 22, Josh Young. 6', 140 wide receiver out of Clayton. The Clayton Bears. So across midfield go the North All-Stars down to the 44-yard line. Clock stops after the first down. But here's for North now, just one timeout left for the South All-Stars, so you don't have to be extremely careful. I mean, first goal is let's score. Second goal is, can we score with under 30 seconds? So that you don't want to leave South with a whole lot of time. They do have just the one timeout. Kroc hit as he throws, and that pass is going to come up short and incomplete. Intended for Brett Mueller. Mueller's been his favorite target here all game. But as a coach, you start to think of these goals or the kind of these time checks as you go down the field. Or these checkpoints, I guess is the better word for it. You think of these checkpoints, and first downs are a checkpoint. Clock rolls, that's okay. You'll reach that checkpoint. Eventually you want to score, you get to that checkpoint, and if you can do it right, you're going to do it all, and you're going to look up at the clock. You're going to be up 36 or 38 to 12. There's going to be a handful of seconds left, and you're going to head into halftime with a big lead. It's already a nice lead, but 30 to 12, looking for more. Here's Kroc back to pass. Kroc, and flips it up and completes. It's going to be a loss, though, anyway. It's going to go as a pass completion to Avery Starzecki, but it's going to be a loss on the play. Jack Duffy helped to make sure that it didn't go very far. So 2nd and 10 now goes to 3rd and 11. At the professional level, that's where the quarterbacks throw that ball out of bounds. At the high school level, you're just out here making plays. So 3rd and 11, clock stopped as Starzecki went out of bounds. So 2:21. And the handoff to Starzecki and a big stack in the back. That's Hunter Cronauer bringing him down. Cronauer again, 6'2", 210-pounder out of Leona Wabino. Hunter Cronauer is going to play college football at Ripon in the fall. So in a couple weeks, he's going to go and enroll in school and get his equipment and start working out. Maybe even next week. I mean, it's coming up soon over there. College football, hunt, fish, things Hunter likes to do in his spare time. Jody's mom, Dave is dad. Timber and Ryder, brothers, probably here watching. And time will, on the play clock, will expire. And so again, you talked about those checkpoints, and Coach LeBlanc didn't get the checkpoint of a touchdown, but he's going to run as much time off the clock as he can. He'll trade the extra, or the now less 10 seconds. He'll trade 10 seconds for a 5-yard penalty. It's no problem there. Because that's 10 seconds the South All-Stars can't ever have now. And he'll give them the 5 yards for it. Punt angling towards the north sideline and bounces right at the 15. Really nice punt there. As Yankee boots it, there is a flag on the play. For the moment, this ball is going to be on the 16. Now there's 2 flags. Our white hat on his way up there said, yeah, I got one more. I'll toss that down there. We'll see what that call is all about. Looked like the flag came after the punt, so perhaps a holding on the receiving team, which would be South. We'll see what they end up deciding. And they're going to ask the official all the way back on the 16 who spotted that ball to come up and join this conference. And actually there are 3 flags on the field. One sits on the yellow logo on the middle of the field. So 3 flags on the play. There are 5 officials. And we didn't quite have a perfect 5 there. But we got 3 for 5. And the 3 flag throwers are describing the infractions that they saw to each other and decide which one prevails here. And maybe could be fouls on both sides. We'll find out. A lot of talk about the fouls. There we go.
2 fouls on play. Both unsportsmanlike after the play was over. 89 blue and 8 red.
All right, so they're going to say that Dale Tetrault and Josh Kristoff got tangled up on the punt. And that's going to result in, and they're going to play that 4th down again, which in this case is going to be an advantage for North because another 6 seconds went off the clock. So 6 additional seconds are lost for the South All-Stars, who have but 1 timeout left to their credit at their disposal here in the half. So they lose 6 seconds. As Josh Kristoff and Dale Tetrault got to know each other a little bit better. And depending on the outcome of this Aiden Yankee punt, could be all for nothing or could be something they might remember for a while, as Yankee's going to kick this one. It's going to land on the 14. It's going to bounce and be picked up inside the 15-yard line and then dropped around the 17. It's going to be a gain of 1. So after all that, South gains 1 yard and loses 16 seconds in the process. And another flag. That one dropped on the 25. 2 more flags on the field. 1 on the 25, 1 on the 21. And it's going to be worse field position for the South All-Stars as the penalty came out. So that's going to be, the ball right now is spotted on the 19. So it's going to be half the distance. Ball will be on around the 12, I think, when they mark this off, right? 19, 10, 9, around the 10. Again, that you think back to that punt, the first punt, the ball was marked on the 16. This one is being marched down to the 9, okay. So a loss of, so So you think back to where the ball was on the 16, it's 7 less yards, 16 less seconds. And Jordan LeBlanc on the north side is okay with every bit of it, at least as it matters to his squad winning this game. 104 to the half. Here we go. Pass is complete to the near side to Sieber, and Sieber will race out of bounds. And on the way, gain 11. That'll move the chains. Clock stops, 59 seconds. Play here in quarter number 1. Handoff here and wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage as that was Silas Liebert out of Flambeau. A loss of 2 by Mercier. He announced here in the stadium, Liebert with the tackle. Is that what I said? Yeah, I think so. This ball is heaved and had a step, did Nolan Fritz. As he got behind Webster in the North defense, but that ball was flung about 50 yards. What a show of force by Evan Pedretti, but threw it about a half a yard, about 18 inches too much. 32 seconds to play. It is 3rd and 11. Pedretti in the pistol, 2 receivers to his right. Play action pass, nobody was there, and he's going to be sacked. And a timeout's going to be called by North, as that sack is going to be credited to Aiden Yonke. Sack, a loss of a few on the play. And North had 2 timeouts to use. They burned 1. There's 25 seconds to play before half. Again, coming up at halftime, our talk with South head coach Mike Peck. And then shortly after halftime in the 3rd quarter, we'll have the representative from Children's Hospital here to talk to us about the fundraising that's being done here at these events. Again, the 8-player All-Star game today and 2 more high school All-Star football games being played here tomorrow. Money being raised for Children's Hospital of Wisconsin on behalf of the Wisconsin Football Coaches Association. And that fundraising being done by the players, their families, friends, and the communities that they come from. And we'll hear more about how the appreciation for those funds and what those funds go for, how they help support Children's of Wisconsin. All right, so after the timeout, punt upcoming. This is Noah Fritz to punt. And gets off a good punt, but as I say that ball is going to be kicked nearly straight out of bounds, so not a punt that Fritz wanted to have. But it is the one that's the result here. And that one's still being marched off all the way back to the 25. It's a net of 5 yards on the punt. That one did go straight out of bounds. Wow. Had good height on it. And from my angle, okay, yeah, going to be a good punt. But again, this eight-player football field, certainly skinnier. You can see the yellow markings inside the white lines. So you got it as a punter, you got a little bit less room left and right to work with, and 5 yards on the net. So North with 1 timeout left. They've got the ball on the south 25-yard line. With 22 seconds to work with. See what Connor Kroc and company have in mind, and whistles before the play. And the South All-Stars have called a timeout. We'll take our last commercial break here before the half. 22 seconds when we return before half on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
All right, so the South All-Stars take its final time out of the half. Coach Mike Peck and staff, Pat George, Jared Gossi, Lane Peterson, Tom Sawyer, not in total agreement with what they saw on the field or just thought something was amiss out there. So they take the timeout. So from the 25, 22 seconds before halftime, Kroc to his right, looking, throwing, and has the man open. At the 10, inside the 10 to the 5-yard line as he flips it to Dale Tetrolt. And it's a 21-yard, well, they're going to say a 19-yard pass and catch from Kroc to Tetrolt, and it's 1st and goal for the North All-Stars. And this game was tied at 6, headed to the second quarter. A different second quarter as the North All-Stars really have taken advantage here of the second quarter. So 1st and goal from the 7. North with 1 timeout, 15 seconds to play. Kroc looking, dancing, moving, going left, and will fire and caught! That pass was caught. Touchdown North. Dale Tetrolt with the touchdown. Josh Kristoff went for the interception and missed. Kristoff couldn't believe that he wasn't able to haul it in. Trevor's working on the replay. We'll show you that after the 2-point conversion. Or are we showing it now?
Let's show it now.
Okay, let's take a look at it now, and you'll see Kristoff went for the interception on that outside. Right here as that pass is thrown. Tetrolt's open, but Kristoff comes in, goes for the interception. He thought he had it. He thought he had it, and it turns out a touchdown for the North All-Stars. Here's Mueller now, and on the reverse, Kroc leads the way and into the end zone. Tetrolt, the 2-point conversion is good. And with 9 seconds left to play, the North All-Stars, a big lead as they're up 38-12. Connor Kroc leads the way into the end zone. He runs it, he throws it, he blocks it. Kroc does have an interception today. We'll be fair and square to the facts for everybody. So after the Tetrolt touchdown pass, this will very likely be the North All-Stars kicking it away. It's Grady Croplin to kick it. South has no timeouts left, so you would figure North is going to kick this one, or at least tell Croplin to kick it as far as you can, buddy. And then we're going to go play defense for 1 play and go to the locker room. So Croplin will squib it. Picked up there by Marquardt. Marquardt is going to head to the sideline and run straight out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So he's going to have a return of about 3 or 4 yards, but it's going to give the South All-Stars 6 seconds to work with. And so in a perfect world, right? Again, these are still young men out here, high school, recent high school graduates. In a perfect world, Evan Pedretti is going to throw a 6 or 8 yard pass to the sideline, get out of bounds with 3 seconds, 2 seconds left, and then run your best play to the end zone. That's in a perfect world. But here in the high school football world, well, there it is. So there's your 6 yard pass. Boy, kind of worked out in my favor. Okay, so you get your 8 yards. You got your 2 seconds left. Just like I might know what I'm talking about sometimes. And now, if Petretti's not able to throw to the end zone from here, now you're going to run your best play. You're going to run another sideline play, and the time is going to expire. And a couple of stat stuffers at the end of the half for Evan Petretti and the South All-Stars, but it is the North All-Stars carrying the day here in the first half of this 2023 Wisconsin Football Coaches Association All-Star game as they lead the South All-Stars 38-12. Here's our interview with South head coach Mike Peck. Welcome to our Fleet Farm pregame show. Fleet Farm, get everything you need at one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Here talking to South All-Stars head coach Mike Peck of Gibraltar. Mike, before we get started, just tell our audience how many years you've been coaching football, and then what is it about football that makes you a football coach?
This is the start of my 6th year of 8-man football here at Gibraltar. Prior to that, I coached 7 years of 11-man in Racine in Milwaukee areas. Working at Park and Horlick for several years. I was at Park in 05 when we won the state title. And then, so that brought me up to, and I moved to Door County and ended up getting the 8-man job, and then learned a whole different game, which was fun, in different and new learning experience at an older age. So that was kind of cool. Football for me is an easy one. I played 3 sports on and off in high school, and football, basketball, tennis, and primarily football and tennis. And it's just football to me is the ultimate team game. I learned so many more life lessons when I was growing up playing football, just from my coaches and the lessons we learned on the field. So for me, it was an easy choice once I graduated college, that as a Phi Ed teacher, that it lent easily that I wanted to be a football coach and pass on some of the same things that I learned when I was 18, 17 onto the young men that I deal with now on a daily basis here at Gibraltar.
Yeah, and congratulations on being selected to coach this year's group of All-Stars. You got about 20-some kids on the roster. Tell us about the week of preparation and how it's been getting, really, I mean, these are All-Stars, right? So we got really good guys coming together. Tell us about the week of preparation and how that's went so far.
So for us, it was interesting turn. So this is my 2nd year. Last year I was an assistant coach. This year I became the head coach. Just seeing it from a different angle was an interesting perspective. Making sure everything was organized. We had the kids where we want. It's a whirlwind. The coaches show up on Sunday at 1. The kids show up Monday at 1. And then they take a team picture before they've ever known who anybody they're playing with is. So it's kind of a weird dynamic. And then they eat and they're on a practice field, and you got 7 practices, and you're expected to have a polished product for Friday night. I mean, I think honestly, I can kind of compare last year to this year. Our kids kind of by Wednesday had a grasp of really what we wanted, which helped us because they could start polishing some of that product Wednesday evening and then Thursday. So I think as far as our cell team goes, we're going to look pretty good. But let's be honest, the North is All-Stars. We're All-Stars. I mean, you got 42 of the best 8-man players in the state out there. So it should be a good game.
I think Coach is guaranteed to win. So you got 3 of your guys on the team. What have been your expectations of them? How have they been able to help you kind of as a coach on the field and on the practice field?
So I don't want to correct you, but we actually have 4 of our Gibraltar kids.
Perfect. Please do. So you got 4 guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And coming into it, I mean, that was one of the things. My kids have been kind of instrumental for me on the defense. We're playing primarily the defense we played at Gibraltar, so that's an easy transition for the kids who are playing defense. However, 2 of the 4 are actually also, or 3 of the 4 are playing offense, and we've kind of instilled a hybrid of all the offenses of the coaches that are coaching offense. So it was kind of an interesting transition for them to have to learn some new blocking schemes, some new terminology, and seeing the way that it is. But I would say, not to pick one out in particular, but Jack Duffy's been a huge help. He went from tentatively being our starting defensive tackle to having shift to offensive center, just based on some reliability issues that we wanted to make sure we shored up because we didn't want to have any problems in the game. So the fact that I had one of my kids who I knew had the ability to do it, switching positions on Tuesday night, was a huge relief and a help for us, just to see them be the leaders of what we wanted to instill. And it's just kind of nice to have, a couple kids, like, you come in and every program's ran a little bit differently. So to have 4 kids that know exactly how I like things to go, it was a huge help for the other 17 kids, for them to realize when up there talking and explaining some things, and they're nodding their head saying, yeah, you're going to want to do this because it's going to make everything easier for all of us. So it was just a little bit of that comfort factor that last year when I was an assistant I didn't have, because our one kid who was nominated last year just didn't play. So that was a huge thing for us as comfort wise, and even just Like, for example, I got one kid that's primarily playing offense, but if I know I had to put him on the defense in a pinch, I know he's going to do exactly what I need him to do.
Talk about game strategy for us here just a little bit. During the high school season, you'll have some guys that may not play during the game for competitive reasons, or they're freshmen, or they're just not quite up to speed yet. But a game like this, everybody's going to want to get in that game. These are all high quality football players. Tell us about that strategy and how you might be able to make that happen.
So this is one of the nice things that, just like I said, to compare last year to this year, we actually, when we picked the players, we had a lot more diverse group, which made it easier. We actually had enough that could have a starting offense and a starting defense. So we're only going to have one kid who goes both ways to start with. So that's 15 of our 21 kids that will have one play under their belt after the first two series. That means we only have to try and sub 6 kids in, so they'll all get substitution time in the first half. And then the kids all said they want to win, so come halftime, if we have to make some adjustments or limit a little bit, every kid's going to get in the second half again. It's just they may not be the same quantity that they were in the first half. So you should see every kid in the first half quite a bit. You'll notice at positions where we have the ability, we'll be rotating kids on either a series by series basis, or they'll go 2 series on, 2 series off. So that's one of the things that Pat, George, and myself were both on the coaching staff last year, that we realized that at halftime that we weren't really good with our rotations and making sure some of the kids that had raised money just like the other kids to get them in the game. So that's one of the things that, as a second-time coach, we're trying to make a little bit more concerted effort to make sure all those kids get on the field. Grandma and grandpa and, aunts and uncles and mom and brothers and sisters are coming to watch them play, and having them stand next to me is not going to be a good look for us.
The other thing about strategy in a game like this that's a little bit different than high school, the high school season, is there's no game film to watch. The scouting is not quite there. The other guys are practicing over in River Falls. And so how is it, you had that experience last year, so you've got a little bit of an advantage there maybe, but how do you go about that part of this game?
Well, the interesting thing is, you say there's no game film, but there may actually be more, because now you look at where the coaches are from, and you're watching film of what they typically do in a fall season, trying to figure out based on we exchange at the All-Star convention, or at the state convention, we exchanged formation, so that way you at least have some idea. Now you don't know what plays coming out of that formation, but you at least know how to line up against what they're going to do, and likewise we've done the same for them. So we have a little bit of information, but compared to what we would go into a Friday night game in the fall, it's nowhere close. So a lot of it's going to be that whole first quarter, even for them as well as us, is going to be a feeling out period to see, what's the other team going to do, which athlete are they going to put where, because they're all nominated a certain spot. But when you got 3 running backs, they might just have to play wide receiver or tight end or whatever, because if they're 3 of your best kids, you're going to want them on the field.
Talking to South head coach Mike Peck in our Fleet Farm pregame show. When you look at the two teams on paper, that North squad has a lot of size. They got guys that are 6'2", 6'4", 6'8", and everywhere in between. Your guys don't have that kind of height. What are 1 or 2 things that, as you've learned about your group this week, that they're really good at and you really look forward to when they step on the field tonight?
It's refreshing. We were 8-0 this year at Gibraltar. We had a pretty darn good team. We had some unfortunate incidents, but when these kids came and stepped on the field, and by Tuesday night, I had realized that the group of kids we had was markedly better than my actual team last fall, which I wasn't so sure when I came compared to last year that was going to be the case. So I was pleasantly surprised, and it was kind of interesting. They all wanted to hit and tackle on night 1, and we have to do the acclimatization just like in the fall. But by the time that we let them actually hit each other and wrap up, just the intensity level and the fact that these kids like to play at least to the whistle, if not through. So there's just a huge intensity. I think there's some intangibles that we got a lot of motor kids. They're pretty quick. We do not have the size, but we definitely have a little bit more foot speed, I think, based on what we know and what they do. So hopefully we can do a couple things to try and keep the bigger kids off our smaller, faster kids, because, some of those kids, you're talking about height, they're also 300 pounds. So that's like, you get that kid on top of a kid that's only 220, and we're probably going to lose that battle, 6 out of 10 times. So that's I think our speed is hopefully going to help create some advantages for us that they just maybe aren't expecting.
Lastly, Coach, as we wrap up with you, we're raising money for the Children's Hospital. You talked about that already. These kids they get one last time on a high school football field to kind of showcase themselves and show what they're all about and meet some new friends. So what have you told the guys about those types of things here tonight?
Last night we had a pretty serious meeting because the kids from Children's came in and they kind of talk about their story and why it's important, and it hits home for some of the kids that didn't understand why we were asking them to raise money. And then after that meeting, we walked over and we had a team meeting, and it's just kind of the coaches talked about what the week has meant to us and just telling the kids to soak it in, because like they came on Monday and they're like, oh, we're going to be here forever, and all of a sudden it was a blink of an eye and we have less than 24 hours to spend with them. So we encourage the kids to get all their contact information. The friendships they made here, they may not realize it, but in 4 or 5 years they may lean hard on some of these kids that they met over a week that they have played against and maybe not been so happy about in the fall, but now they've realized they're just a kid like them that's just trying to go out and win a football game. I mean, I think the friendships and the bonds that these kids made over this week are just it's hard to explain. It's something that when you're here and you see it, you see the way the kids grow, it's just amazing. Our kids actually, even though we eat together, they went to a team meal after that meeting with Children's, and they all walked across the street and ate, I don't know, they went to Parker John's and had beef and smoked ham and whatever, and they came back, and I swear to God, there was way more than 2 kids in rooms last night, but they were quiet and they were doing what we're asking them to do. So the fact that they're going to hopefully leave us some lifelong friends is really what the goal of this whole week is, and raising money to make sure the kids that need that money have it. Ultimately, we want to win a football game. We're all competitors, but at the end of the day, hopefully everybody stays healthy and enjoys their last. I mean, like you said, for some of these kids, it's definitely their last football game. They got a bonus one, as we call it, and hopefully they can take advantage of that.
South All-Star football coach Mike Peck, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Our Fleet Farm pregame show continues right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Well, now you can with Fleet Rewards. It's free to sign up and there's no credit card required. Using Fleet Rewards is easy. Earn points every time you shop. Plus, get exclusive member offers, birthday and anniversary perks, free tire rotations, and more. Download the Fleet Farm app or create an account at fleetfarm.com/rewards to start earning points today. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Back here to Oshkosh, and again, that was Mike Peck, the South head coach, telling us, really told us a lot. And we had meant to play that during the pregame, but I think it's somewhat interesting now to play that at halftime. And you get to we learned a lot about Mike, and Mike was able to tell us about his 4 Gibraltar kids that are on this team, and able to tell us about some of the others that are on this team as well. All great information. But then we got into it with Mike about strategy and how do you go about setting a game plan against a team that you really can't scout. They haven't played as a team ever, and they never will again. And during the high school season, you not only do you exchange game tape with the other teams in your conference and probably your non-conference teams too. So you're able to scout them, you're able to study it and get all that. You come out here and aside from so this All-Star game, the format is you get to choose a couple formations that you're going to use, and then you tell the other team, here are the 2 or 3 formations we're allowed to use, and these are the ones that we've chosen. But you don't know what plays are going to run out of those formations. You don't know the personnel that's going to be in those formations. So we heard from Mike about that, and I think that's obviously it's very interesting in how a coach goes through a game like this where you're not able to scout anything. You're coming out here, and now at halftime. So again, at halftime we heard from Mike about those items, along with his team and all the other good stuff that's going on here this week. But now we get to see from the coaches. So now they've seen each other for a whole half. These are all smart coaching staffs. These are great coaches. They were selected to be here for a reason. They're all very good at their skill and their craft. Now we'll see if Mike Peck and his staff and Jordan LeBlanc and his staff, if they're able to make any in-game changes. The halftime, it's a 15-minute halftime, plus we'll get our 3-minute warm-up period here. So we got 18 minutes for these coaches to dissect and now digest and now take that information and put it to good use. And we'll find out soon in the next 30 to 60 minutes what kind of use they've been able to put to the information that they found out in this first half from each other, because now they've seen the plays, and there's a very good chance each team has run 65% of the plays that they have in their playbook. They likely ran what they believed were going to be the more effective ones in the first quarter to a quarter and a half, especially when we were locked up at 6-6. These teams weren't going to the exotics, right? They were running their base stuff and their bread and butter, the stuff that they thought was going to need to be put in to win this game. So both coaches have seen that, and we'll see now. Both talented coaching staffs, obviously talented rosters, and what each other has to say about the other one here in the second half. Of course, the South All-Stars looking to mount a comeback here as they're going to start the second half down 26. It's 38-12 here at the halftime. Let's do this. Let's take a little commercial break here. We'll do a 90-second break and bring you back here for what should be pretty close to the start of the second half of this 2023 Wisconsin Football Coaches Association 8-player All-Star Game on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop, whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium, company paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. All right, back here ready to start half number 2. We take a look at James Brunn on the field. James Brunn, 5'8", 165-pound football player, all-around good dude from Phillips, Wisconsin, and Brunn with 2 touchdowns in that first half, both coming in the second quarter. A 1-yard touchdown and a 78-yarder. 2 touchdowns for James Brunn, and North All-Stars 38-12. As we are just about ready to start half number 2. So both kick and kick return are on the field. One thing they're not accustomed to at college football, which everybody here working the rest of the booth or all the college football staff, is the 3-minute warm-up. So the halftime clock ended. We were set at 12. We were ready to go. And it took a couple extra minutes to figure out the 3-minute warm-up. So the 3-minute warm-up turned into a 5.5-minute warm-up. That's all right. We're all here for a good time today. There is a chance of rain in the area. If you are in central Wisconsin, actually central and north central, northwestern Wisconsin, north of Eau Claire, you know there is rain. And all that rain is headed this way. It was forecast for 8 o'clock. I just do sports. I don't do the weather, but we'll keep an eye on it. It looks like we won't have any issues. As a good kick return here, and then a monster hit coming in the end. The kick return brought out to just about the 30-yard line. And a lot of oohs and ahs after. But second half is here, and off we go. Again, we'll have a representative from Children's Hospital here shortly. Tell us all about the things we heard at halftime, including over a $300,000 donation as a result of this football game, as the late option comes near side. And Mercer, the runner, is swallowed up after a gain of about 3.
Mercy after the ball carrier. 3-yard pickup on the play. Pull out those raffle tickets. We'll be calling up here shortly.
So second and about 6. After a gain of 4, Mercer again with the carry, and we'll scratch out about 2 that time. A couple of North All-Stars converge to make the tackle. Looked like Yankee and Gustafson. May have also been Thomas Bates in on the action. Thomas Bates out of Newman Catholic. Middle linebacker on the football field here now this evening. And pass play, and it's going to be a holding, and pass is incomplete. But it looks like a holding is upcoming, and it's going to be 3rd and 15, or it's going to be 4th and 5. It's probably going to be 3rd and 15. Or white hat, no, it's going to be 4th and 5, so they're going to decline. The reason I said it's probably going to be 3rd and 15, because I think on 4th and 5, you're down 26, you're probably going to go for it. And if you back them up 10 more yards, maybe you stop on 3rd down, then you force the punt. But I'd be a little surprised if Mike Peck brings the punt team out here, as they're raffling off a $1 million lottery ticket here inside the stadium, if that's what you hear. That's not $1 million. I think it was the 50-50. I didn't catch what the amount was, but something short of $1 million anyway. Okay, so 4th and 5. Yeah, see, so the offense stays on the field here, and Jordan LeBlanc knows way more about football than I do. I would have taken the 3rd and 15. Now whistles go, and we're going to have a timeout, it appears. So the South All-Stars are going to call the timeout, and it's going to be 4th and 5. We'll keep it here. As again, I said during halftime, they unveiled the check for over $300,000 donated to Children's Hospital, or Children's Wisconsin. And that's been going on since 2007. Since 2007, the game has raised more than $5.3 million. It's a 2-day event here. They're waving to you down there, Jack. Yeah, go ahead. Show the kids down there. Why not? I don't know. Down around row 1, row 2. They look like they were having a good time down there. At any rate, again, Jason Zaleski here. Jack Weber on camera. Trevor Zaleski on production. So 4th and 5. So back to my thoughts on that before. Again, you accept the holding penalty. Then you're 3rd and 15. You stop them. And then it's 4th and 15. You're probably going to get a punt. You do not get a punt, though, on 4th and 5. Down by 26. I wouldn't have thought Mike would have chosen that. And the pitch is going to go to Mercer, and near the line to gain, after a big hit in the backfield, it was Aiden Yankee taking down Evan Pedretti. But where did Mercer step out of bounds is the question. It is very close, and I believe, though, he's short, and it is short. It's going to be a turnover on downs. So it was 4th and 5. He got 4. Not enough. So turnover on downs, and we'll see Connor Kroc come back on the field. You wonder how long, especially if North scores on this drive, you wonder how long Coach Jordan LeBlanc will keep what is in quotations the starting offense out here. How long he'll keep that group together and perhaps start to rotate some of the guys. Because, again, back in their high school team, a lot of these guys go both ways, and shot out of a cannon up the middle and touchdown North. James Brunn, his third touchdown today. This a 38-yarder. So 38-yard touchdown run from James Brunn. And James has been running all game long.
All right, we're pulling another ticket. Sad day.
So 2-point conversion now for the North All-Stars as they lead 44-12. Kroc with two behind him. Play action, toss to the end zone. That ball is going to be tipped and incomplete. Ryan Roy with the tip pass, the pass defensed, and the 2-point conversion is snuffed out. But the North All-Stars score on their first possession here in the second half. They lead 44-12 back in 60 seconds on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Like I said, let's see.
All right, back here to Oshkosh, 44-12 with 10:44 left to play in the third quarter, and we're joined by Children's Wisconsin's Whitney Lean. Whitney, first off, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. We saw during halftime, you took a picture of the check, over $300,000 raised out of this event. Just tell us about that number and about the work that these kids, their families, and their communities do to bring that money to Children's Wisconsin.
Yes, thanks first and foremost for letting me be here. And yes, these players and coaches have raised over $380,000 this year. And since 2007, these games have raised $5.3 million. And really, all these players are reaching out to their community to do fundraising, purchase ads in the player booklet, and maybe just hosting like a car wash or a lemonade stand to raise these funds all for children's and the kids and families of Wisconsin.
To my understanding, some of the kids from Children's Wisconsin were able to meet some of the kids from the South All-Star team yesterday. Tell us about that, and the type of impact that those type of interactions have with the kids and these kids.
Yes, so when the season kicks off back in February, we have our player-parent kickoff meetings, and we have patient families that come to those meetings to really inspire and start the fundraising for the players and coaches. And then once they enter into camp week at UW River Falls, UW Oshkosh, and UW Whitewater, we have families come that show up at the camps and get to interact a little bit with the players and really remind them what this is all about. It's more than just football. It really is helping all these kids and families of Wisconsin.
And then just tell us a little bit about the types of families that are impacted and then benefited from this event.
Yes, so we support the entire state of Wisconsin, and this really helps all kids that are going through various procedures or appointments that they have to go through, as well as helping them really be a kid while they're in the hospital, because sometimes that can be a scary spot, and they want to make it better for them with pet therapy and art therapy and music therapy to make them remind themselves that they're just kids and they're going something through a little scary.
Again, we're visiting with Children's Wisconsin's Whitney Lean, talking to us again. Over $380,000 raised this weekend, $5.3 million raised since 2007. I might just tell you that, okay, that seems like that's pretty good work and able to make those impacts. What are some of the specific things that those dollars really go to?
Yes, so we have something called the Teen Lounge, which is located at our main hospital campus in Wauwatosa, which is on the 12th floor, and it has a bunch of video games, foosball tables, pool tables, and it's really a place where teens that are going through treatment, inpatient or outpatient at the hospital, can come and really be teens. We also have a program called Go Baby Go, which are those little small Jeeps and Corvettes that you see kids cruising around on the streets who are maybe immobile and are stuck in a wheelchair, but want to have the opportunity to drive one of those Jeeps. So we customize those cars for the young patients, and then they can scoot around and really be a kid.
Children's was founded by the community nearly 130 years ago, so a long time running. What does that say about the efforts and about all the good work that is happening there?
Yes, our organization was started by 7 sisters and a pastor, and really those were community members that decided kids need a place to go where they need to heal mentally, socially, and physically. So that was started with the community, and like the WFCA, they are our longstanding community partners that are really beside us in this partnership and really raising all these funds and doing the great work for Children's Wisconsin.
Lastly, I want you to help explain to people how they can contribute after today's game, so what will happen, this broadcast is live, but it will live in archive forever and ever after this. So while people are watching this in the months ahead, how can they keep this good momentum going?
Yes, so they can go to chwevents.org/WFCA, and once this event is over, they can just go to chwevents.org, but we'll be back for next year.
Yeah, excellent. Well, we look forward to it. We'll be back next year as well. Whitney, thank you so much for all you do, and thanks for visiting with us here in the third quarter.
Thank you so much for having us and for doing all this great work for Children's Wisconsin.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Again, that was Children's Wisconsin's Whitney Lean coming up and visiting with us here, giving us really some good information. And, again, I meant what I said about, that people that you're watching this and it's October, it's November, it's whatever. Take that information. We'll also put in the comment section that link as well. We'll put that in the comment section there to make sure you've got a good ease of use and able to help, again, continue the good work that is needed. This is certainly a need in our state, and to really help have an impact on the lives of children and families all around the state of Wisconsin. So 4th down here as we return back to football action. It's North on the move again. Guys, how did North get the ball back? Turnover on downs. There we go. Okay. Thank you. It's passed to the end zone and caught for a touchdown. Josh Young on the touchdown reception. And the North All-Stars continue to pour it on here with 8:02 left in the third quarter. And Josh Young hauls it in. Connor Kroc with a touchdown pass. And a 50-burger for the North All-Stars. Two-point conversion attempt, and whistles on the field. And timeout on the field. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. More football after this on Zaleski Sports. Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium, company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. All right, coming back here to the replay of the touchdown pass. Again, Connor Kroc to James Young on the reception, and you see Young on the bottom of your screen. Nobody on him. And just a simple pitch and catch from Kroc to Young, as the South defense was late getting over. Actually, not even late, just never got over there. And Josh Young, 6 foot, 140-pounder from Clayton and former player of Josh LeBlanc's. And the two-point conversion is successful. It's a 40-point lead for the North All-Stars here at UW Oshkosh Titan Stadium.
Score 52-12.
And high school rules indicate a running clock now for the duration.
All-star hats going to team holder number 7.
Jordan LeBlanc, Mike Peck, big thanks to both coaches for visiting with me. I talked to Jordan yesterday, talked to Mike today. I talked to both coaches on the field before the game. And I want to thank them here publicly for their time spent, not only with me, but with these, mostly, 99% of it with these guys all week long. Again, the North All-Stars practiced at River Falls during the week. The South All-Stars practiced right here at UW Oshkosh. And these coaches and these young men got to know each other all week long. And again, big thanks to Whitney Lean and the rest of the people with Children's Wisconsin for making, honestly, gang, it's making themselves available. And, it's a great cause. And then again, just think of the work that these kids, their families, and their communities did to raise all that money, over $380,000 raised for Children's Wisconsin out of this event. It's pretty good. The clock winds at 7:45 here in the third quarter. 40-point lead for the North All-Stars. Handoff up the middle. And a couple yards will be scratched out on the ground by, I believe that's Marquardt out there running. Nope, that is Mercer. And we have an injury on the field. We will step aside with 7:08 left to play in the third quarter. Back for more football on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. Tideman Field at the campus of University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Baseball stadium, it's alumni stadium as a matter of fact, that Tideman Field sits on. And injured player is Kaysen Carey, and Kaysen able to walk off the field under his own power. Kaysen, 6'1", 220-pounder out of Belmont. Kaysen able to walk back to the sideline, and I see him roaming the sideline over there. So hope to see him back soon, perhaps. A couple of slip tackles here. Nice run by Mercer. Mercer across the 50 into North territory. Lancaster with the snap. And the handoff to Mercer. Gain about 4 on the carry. Couple of nice runs there for Mercer. And a big tackle there on the stick. Gustafson brings the load. Loss of about 1 on the carry. Lancaster back to pass, pumps once, and on the pump fake, had his man open. That was Noah Fritz able to beat the defender. In tow was Brandon Ustinowski. Ustinowski bit on the fake. With that pass just a bit off the mark and incomplete. It's now 4th down. 4th and about 7. 5:25 and counting here in the third quarter. Again, we are running clock with the score situation as it is.
7-2-3-2-1-5.
Lancaster rolling, throws across his body, and too tall for Fritz that time. The nearest defender was Nicholas Weber, and it's a turnover on downs. North offense will come back on the field again here in this third quarter. A really nice throw from our back judge there, too. Threw that about 25 yards. Pretty good throw. So Connor Kroc back on the football field, lead his offense. And an offense that has been productive, to say the least. 52 points on the day here in this closing third of the third quarter. There's some math to do for you. Kroc flips to Mueller. Mueller tiptoeing the sideline, cuts back inside across the 50, spilled near the 44. Run of 25 on the carry for Brett Mueller. Kroc brings his offense to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Kroc pitch to the outside. Cuts back into Starzecki before he is brought down after a gain of about 3 on the play. Josh Kristoff in on the tackle for the South All-Stars.
7-2-3-4-9-9. 7-2-3-4-9-9. We're still waiting for
And clouds moving in here to Oshkosh. All the rain is in essentially an area from Eau Claire towards Wausau. And then a larger band south of here from Madison towards Milwaukee. Nothing in this area. And that is good. It's good for football business if you're in the business of football. Kroc rolls right, looks back, and now flips across the middle of the field, and that pass is hauled in. Kroc tossed it up there. Ball is going to be caught by Josh Young. Young climbs the ladder at the 15-yard line to bring in the toss from Connor Kroc. Just over 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
7-2-3-2-1-5.
So from the 15, 1st and 10. Motion man is Tetrault. And Tetrault with the ball. Tetrault across and the goal line. Touchdown, North. Dale Tetrault in 5th gear runs through and past the South defense. So 58-12. And the clock will stop on the touchdown. So we're going to gain another 11 seconds on the game clock before we run the 2-point conversion. And you begin to think, if you're the South All-Stars, you got you'll have a minute 46 in this third quarter. You got an entire fourth quarter. And perhaps the score is out of reach as powerful 2-point conversion run by Avery Starzecki. Starzecki bowling his way into the end zone for the 2. But you begin to think about, this final 146 and then the fourth quarter. And Mike Peck's a good coach over there. And if Mike is doing the job that I believe he's doing over there. He's going to look at these guys and say, okay, what do you want out of this final 13 minutes and 46 seconds here today? We may not be able to find 48 more points. We might not be able to close a 48-point gap, but, what do you want out of your high school football career for this final 13:46? And as I talked about back in the second quarter, you begin to, you make some checkpoints for yourself. Yeah, Coach, I want to block a little better in the fourth quarter. Okay. I want to run my routes a little better in the fourth quarter. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Let's see if we can, maybe we can't go plus 48. Maybe we can go plus 24. Maybe we can get halfway there. Let's score a couple. See what we can put together. Kick return by Carson Cox, and Cox gets blasted at the 25-yard line by Grady Cropeland. And for the north side, the thoughts are much different than that, and you can see that not only are they playing with reckless abandon, but they're playing with total confidence out there, are the North All-Stars. And on that sideline, Coach Jordan LeBlanc is saying, hey, guys, we let them score twice. Defensively, sure, you put a lofty goal up there every game. Let's shut them out. Okay. But, now you can start to say to your guys, hey, let's, we're going to keep this at 12, right? You start to set your own checkpoints to end the game. As final plays here of the third quarter are going to be run by the South All-Stars. Mercer again with another nice carry. A run of about 6, maybe 7. And Mercer's going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage. And Eli Gustafson makes the tackle. It'll be a loss of about 4 on the carry. So third down upcoming. South, if they choose, can run one more play in the quarter. They could choose to let it run out. But again, down 48, you want to get as many plays in as you can. So they'll run one more here with 5 seconds left in the third. Back to pass is Pedretti. Now moving up in the pocket, sees a man, gets a man, and pass is complete. That is Carson Cox, and that is the end of the third quarter, where your third quarter score, North All-Stars 60, South All-Stars 12. Our final fourth quarter coming up right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Track season was fairly recently here at Oshkosh, and U.S. Track Championship. There you go, and just on this side of the Fox River. It's Fox River off in the distance. Track just what direction are we facing here? East, just east of the football stadium. Baseball stadium off. From the end zone, we showed that to you earlier. The softball diamond is directly right of us. We won't be able to see that as we're covered up by bleachers, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Nick Weber not able to get his hands under it. So a near interception, but an incomplete pass in the stat book. After the game, Nick's going to tell everybody, I know I caught that. He's showing his hands, too. He's like, hey, here, my hands are right here. I caught it. Okay. It's like a fishing story. It was a 12-inch walleye, but you're going to tell everybody out at home it was a 19-inch walleye. I don't know. I may even be saying inches that are illegal to catch. I don't know. I don't do the fishing, but you get the point. That one is Yankee causes the fumble on the sack. South able to recover, but Aiden Yankee got his body in there against 6'5" Aiden Yankee out of Athens. And I was at Aiden's signing day, and he's going for track and field. I believe he's going for discus. I believe is what it was. I attend a lot of signing events throughout the year, so I would tell you the college, and I'd probably be wrong. But you know what, though? We have some stats here, don't we? We have some information. Going to UW Milwaukee. That's right. Going to UW Milwaukee, and he's going to, I believe what he told me, he's going to throw the discus down there for the Panthers. Injured player after that may have been Colby Lancaster, who got hit by Yankee, caused that fumble. But I don't see anybody receiving attention on the south sideline. So 4th down play, and it'll be a quick punt. Nobody back to receive for North, and the best punt for South today. The punt's going to roll all the way back near the 30-yard line. Punt of about 35 yards.
Punt down at the 31-yard line.
Mentioned quarterback Colby Lancaster for the South team. I'll tell you a little bit more about Colby. Likes to hunt and fish. Amy, his mom, along with Tim and the Lancaster family. A handoff and run up the gut for about 5, may I call it 6 yards. Another nice run for Avery Starzecki. I guess I've mentioned everybody else's brother and sister, so we should do this too, right? Ashley and Aubrey are sisters. Connor and Bradley, brothers. Of course, Connor wears number 11 for this South All-Star team. The brothers as All-Stars, that's pretty good. After this next North play, will be under 9 minutes to play here in this one. Starzecki, another tough run up the middle. Nice gang tackle there for the South All-Stars, including number 50, Hunter Cronauer. As they umpile, I see Hayden Reitz in there as well. Another Gibraltar Viking on the South All-Star team. So 3rd and about 3 coming up for North. One man in motion for Kroc. Motion man is going to get the handoff and up the middle. And here goes Dale Tetrault. Tetrault, the motion man. He's across the 20, the 10. Touchdown, North All-Stars. 63-yard touchdown run for Dale Tetrault. 66-12. I mentioned those checkpoints. North had some, and I can tell you for sure, Jordan LeBlanc and the coaching staff, right? Dan Gilbertson, K.D. Stokes, Tom Tallier, and Matt Havlovitz told their guys, so we're going to keep the pedal down. We are all gas, no brakes in the second half. As I've mentioned a few times in the broadcast, a lot of these guys, their last organized competitive football game, we're not stopping. And you can see that now as Kroc rolls out to his right And 2-point conversion is unsuccessful as the pass is intercepted by number 33, Nolan Alexander. So a pass interception is a dead ball in the high school rules. So, no, yeah, a good round of applause from the Alexander family. Down there, right, 33. Let's go ahead and show them, Jack. They're all lined up right down here, all 33 red shirts. There they are. There's the Alexanders, and go ahead and keep it there. As we'll find out a little bit more about Nolan. Likes to shoot bow, play sports, lift weights with his brothers, Steve and Teresa, mom and dad, dad and mom. Brothers are Jalen and Brandon, sisters Morgan and Lindsay, and I think all of them are right down there. They're all wearing 33. They're proud for sure. All the Alexanders from the Kickapoo Lafarge area here in attendance.
I don't think Jair is down there.
It's a pretty decent drive too from there. That's probably we're in Oshkosh, right? Probably a 2.5 hour drive over there, maybe 3. Because there's no straight line from Kickapoo to anywhere. You're in the hill country, or what do they call there? The driftless area. That's what they call it. I don't know what that means. Something about glaciers. But I'm not a...
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Jack says it doesn't sound that great. I've been down in that area. It's a lot of hills. Anyway, there's no straight line to anywhere, so it could have been 3 hours from Kickapoo to Oshkosh. Yeah, Jack's going to look it up, huh? No? No, that's okay. People get my point. They drove a long ways, and they were very happy to see the interception in the end zone from their favorite football player, Nolan Alexander. All right, South back on the field now offensively, under 7.5 to play. The pitch outside, ball on the carpet, and it is scooped up. Nice tackle again from Aiden Yonke, another carry for Mercer that goes backwards, a loss of 3. 2.5, okay. I think that was one of the numbers I said. Yep. All right. Yeah, over the years, I've spent way more time than I ever thought visiting Wazeeka, Wisconsin. That's a whole nother story. Long ago, I visited Platteville for a while. Had a friend that went over to Platteville for school. Long time ago. Ball on the carpet again. This one is scooped up by Pedretti. And another loss on the play. South continues to move the wrong way. South All-Stars are moving south. End zone those to the north. So third and a long ways. Third and Kickapoo for the South All-Stars. From the 21-yard line. 6:15 and counting. And again, our chat box is open as Pedretti rolls out to pass. Now steps up in the pocket and does get it back to the line of scrimmage. Pass is incomplete. He was harassed by a couple of North pass rushers. I will be on the field after the game. We will talk to North head coach Jordan LeBlanc. And we're going to talk to two of the players from this team. And I'd like to hear from you. Those of you watching at home on a mobile device, you can chat with us. Just type it on in there. We'll do it. It's not a democratic poll because I get to choose, but I'll take some choices. So if you have any ideas of who I should interview after the game, please let me know. Here's the one rule though, and the guys will understand it. But we're going to skip the Newman guys because we talk to them all year long. Our broadcast network revolves through an area from Eau Claire to Wapaka that includes Wausau. Nice return here underway for Aiden Rosemeyer. And Rosemeyer will bring the ball past the 30-yard line of the South All-Stars. But anyway, yeah, we talked to the Newman guys plenty. Again, when you're state champions, you get a lot of coverage, and they got coverage from us during football, basketball. So that'll be the only rule. Don't recommend anybody from Newman. Plus, I got a big chat coming up with Connor Kroc next week. He was our Zaleski Sports Male Athlete of the Year. Trevor's got an idea?
I just have a question, but
yeah.
It's not for on air.
Oh, okay. Under 4.5 to play. Pitch outside is going to go to Mueller. And Mueller, Wild Rose Wildcat. 9-yard gain. Yeah, I would think at this point, James Brunn has got to be consideration for one of the guys I should be talking to after the game. I've got him down for 3 touchdowns. That's got to be worth a couple of questions. And defensively, got to be some choices out there. Grady Cropeland's had his name called a few times, had some highlight hits out here. Tackle football. The give to Starzecki. So that's who I'm leaning towards right now, but I can be influenced. I cannot be bought. Under 3.5 now. Ball inside the 20-yard line. It was a first down carry. The ball spotted on the 19. North All-Stars beginning to slow their pace here a bit as Nick Weber gets the play call from the sideline and brings it into the North huddle. Weber with a few seconds left on the play clock. He's going to call his own number, run this one to the right, cut it back inside. Brought down there by Connor Lancaster. Mentioned number 11 Connor just a moment ago. Brought down by Connor. Gain of about 6, though. It's going to be 2nd and about 4 with 2:35 to play. Webster pitches out to the left. There's Starzecki and touchdown, North. Avery Starzecki. Another touchdown for the North All-Stars. Thinking back to conversations I had with both coaches and mentioned to both, I think it's worth kind of talking about now. 72 points on the board, 60-point lead for North, and the thing that stood out to me most, and those of you that watched both those interviews, you know that I thought it was going to be a big factor, the size. Just the size on this North side. It's a 2-point conversion here. Webster will run off right tackle and lost the ball. It will be it's going to be a successful try. All right, so a ball must cross the line before it came free. Suzanne says Nick Webster. Okay. Consideration. Thank you. Thank you, Suzanne. Jimmy wants me to talk to Aiden Rosemeyer. Here's the rub, guys. All of these guys are all-stars, right? They've all had great high school careers. And in a single high school game, probably talked to every single one of them throughout the season. Looking for the tip top here. All-time Thorpe passing leader. Yeah, Jimmy. The resumes are good. Resumes are good for everybody. So I was talking about the size. The size of this North team, though, really stands out. You look up and down the roster. 6'5", 6'2", 6'8", 6'3", 6'3", 6'4", 6'4", and beefy. Got some height, got the beef, and they have the speed, skill. The North All-Star team was really well put together. Obviously, a 62-point difference on the scoreboard. But I talked to both coaches about that. You all heard those talks. Again, Coach Mike Peck thought, okay, well, the kryptonite to big size is speed. And we saw that strategy on display, especially in that first quarter where the South All-Stars were trying to run as many plays as possible. And I think that was the right strategy. But just the size and the skill of these North All-Stars carried the day, obviously. Carried the day. Avery Starzecki. Avery's had a nice game. There's no doubt about that. Thank you, Jake, for watching the broadcast today. Pass is complete and hauled in by Nick Berg. Nick Berg out of St. Mary's, just up the road here in Neenah. And the Nick Berg fan club erupts somewhere down there. I didn't see where that noise was coming from. Did you see him, Jack? Okay. Well, as long as Jack saw him, that's what matters. Likes to hunt, fish, hike, kayak, camp, motorcycle, basketball, watching movies, and likes his friends. Mom is Kim, dad is Jeff, and he's got Megan and Nathan, sister and brother and sister and brother. Final 48 seconds. Again, I'll be down on the field. We'll give each team a few minutes. So those of you that are watching this live, just hang on, just keep it on. You can imagine these coaches too. They want to talk to their guys for a while, right? It's your last. It's a whole week's worth of work that's come to an end on either side, and so they're going to talk to their guys for a while. I'm going to be patient. I ask you to be patient, and I promise you, we'll have Jordan LeBlanc and a couple of players coming up. And that will do it here from Oshkosh. This one has come to an end. Your final score, the North All-Stars 74. Wait a minute. Did they call a timeout? Excellent. So they're going to put 5 seconds on the clock. North has called a timeout. Again, you spent all week here. You spent all week getting to know each other. All week looking to have a good outcome here. And Coach Mike Peck wants one more play. One more play. And again, be patient. We're going to give the teams down there just some time to pat each other on the back. Although the North All-Stars right now, they've been celebrating for a while. But the South All-Stars, coaches have probably that one play that they practiced, they thought was going to work out really well. Let's see if we can. See if we can dazzle the crowd here in these final 5 seconds. Why not, right? Because if it works, I think we're going to be happy we saw it. It is Evan Pedretti, back to pass. Most likely, right? Yep, play action pass. Pedretti to his right. And the throwback is going to be caught. And that will do it. Bryce Grelly makes the final catch, and this one has come to an end. Your final score, the North All-Stars 74, the South All-Stars 12. Time now for our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your fresh cheese curds in Marshfield, Curtis, and all over the place at NasonvilleDairy.com. Back with Coach Jordan LeBlanc and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Players of the Game right after this.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Here in our Nasonville Dairy post-game show, Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily, NasonvilleDairy.com. Here with winning coach Jordan LeBlanc. Coach, we talked before the game yesterday about your team's size, and then what came on display beyond the size was their abilities here today, and that created a running clock win for you and your guys. Tell us about the win here today.
Yeah, it was a great team effort overall. A little shaky there in the first quarter, and then we thought, well, let's try to put in all these big boys and just see if they could handle them. And luckily for us, it really swung things in our favor, especially as the game wore on. Nobody wants to take on 6'5", 6'7", 6'6". Those guys are just a lot up front. And James, I mean, obviously he reaped the benefits of those big guys up front, but overall, everyone together did a great job.
Talk about that. Football is a war of attrition. I'm sure you've heard that before. You've probably said that before, and that really turned out, especially in that fourth quarter, for you and your guys. It was all gas, no breaks. So talk about their fight all the way to the finish here tonight.
Yeah, it really speaks volumes to the character level of these guys, and for the most part, that's why they're playing in this game. So for us to continue to want to put a real great showing on the turf here tonight, and our theme all week was pride. So for us, this game really comes down to the pride and kind of the bragging rights of that, and for themselves and the North. Totally, I think we did a great job of that tonight.
Yep. And then lastly, the memories that you got to make with these guys, the memories they got to make with themselves. Tell us how the week went.
Yeah, I mean, we come together on Monday when the kids show up, and there's some kind of silence a little bit. Some of them know each other from conference play, but I mean, now today we were talking on the way here. Some of these guys, they're such hilarious guys. You figure out how these guys aren't families themselves because they just fit together so well, and it's just really a great experience of how you can get guys to come together, forget that they're conference rivals, and really just come together to have one team and actually come out with a victory.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, you got it. Guys, come on in. All right, so I make sure I get your names right. Grady, say your last name. Croplin. Okay, I said it wrong. We'll get it right now. James? Bruin. Okay, I screwed up both your names. You're even, right?
Yeah.
All right, here with our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game, players of the game, Grady Cropland and James Brune. Two big-time performances. Grady, let's talk about defense for this team. I mean, only 12 points on the other side, 6 in the first half. How are you guys able to work as a unit like that defensively in this one?
Pretty much just work together, stay in our alleys, and just hit them hard. I guess that's pretty much all you got to do.
Well, I think that's a good point, right? Hit them hard, and you were bringing loads out there, right? You were laying it down. Tell me about the response from the guys after some of those hits you put on out here tonight.
It was cool hearing the crowd, especially with my team, hearing them cheer after a hard hit.
Yeah,
Cool.
big crowd, right? Big crowd, biggest crowd you played in front of?
For sure.
Yeah, tell us about the support you got from all these communities that came out here.
Oh, there was tons of support. It's great hearing it for everybody. Lots of cheering. It's great.
Yeah, I have you guys just switch spots here. Stay close though, Grady. James Brune, 3 touchdowns today. Tell us, first before you tell us about how great you are, tell us about the way that these guys were able to make those holes for you and present those opportunities to you.
I don't know. We all worked together, learned this very short time, and I mean, we just put it together and we played football.
During the high school season, you bring up a good point about the short time. During the high school season, you get to know your team, you get to do some strategy, you get some scouting and all that other stuff. This was not that at all this week. So tell us about the preparation and how you guys look so prepared here this week.
I don't know. We all just got along, cracked jokes, got through the week, and here we are. We won a football game.
As a game like this goes on, the points start to rack up and the realization of that win starts to come in. You start that second half, the clock starts to run, all that kind of stuff. Tell us about kind of finishing off maybe, in this way and with a big win here tonight.
It was pretty awesome. That's all I have to say. Big shout out to the O-line. Wouldn't have done it without them. I went untouched most of the plays, and that's just the O-line there. We had some great blocking, and that's about it.
Completely agree. We saw this guy run this way and that way with very little contact, no doubt about it. All right, I'm going to hand you the microphone. Grady, come in here. So how we like to end this thing, we're going to make some highlights, right? If you guys have seen our highlights before. Got it? You guys good?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
I'm James.
I'm Grady, and we're in the house.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice job, guys. Congrats.
Thank you.
Enjoy the weekend, all right? All right, guys, our player of the game's there, and Coach Jordan LeBlanc all coming in here with a big win for the North All-Stars here in this game tonight. Jack Weber, Trevor Zaleski are upstairs. Guys, my name's Jason. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Share it with your friends. After we end this, it's going to live in archive forever, so go do that. And you can check the website, ZaleskiSports.com. Click weekly schedule for all of our upcoming events. A lot of stuff left here this summer, and we look forward to it. Guys, have a great night. Thanks for watching.